Number one, we're going to be focusing on stances. I would also suggest that you go also watch the novice Taekwondo program, number one, because we worked on previous stances, which is always good to go through some of the details of your more basic stances, but very important, you'll probably learn something as well. So what we're going to be working on today is we're going to be working on the fixed stance, the X stance, and the vertical stance. Okay. Good, so for the fixed stance, of course when Martha's going to step sideways into the fixed stance, it is very much like an L stance. The only difference is that there's a couple of differences. The length is a little bit different and the weight distribution is a little bit different. In an L stance, you can, this is a fixed stance, not an L stance, but in an L stance you're going 70-30 on weight into the back leg, and a fixed stance is 50-50. Okay, 50% of the back, 50% of the front. The same angles of your feet as we did in the novice section, which you can go look at for the L stance, and the same width as well. What you're trying to do is of course put your knee back a little bit as well, and from there the distance is a little bit longer than an L stance, about like a foot width, like a literal foot width longer, because the measurement for your 1.5 would go from your big toe to your other big toe. Okay, slightly different to the L stance when you go back and look at the L stance in the other video. Good. For the X stance, Martha's going to go into the X stance now. Generally, whenever you're stepping into an X stance, your front foot goes in front of the rear foot, and you keep your standing foot with your weight-bearing foot nice and flat on the floor, and your other foot is up onto the ball of the foot, stretching the toes back. Conversely, if you're going to jump, we do sometimes jump with X stance, which is actually definitely in an intermediate pattern. If you do jump with X stance, you don't put your foot in front, you put it behind. Okay, so whenever you step in an X stance, which you will find, you always step in front of the foot. Whenever you jump, you always step behind. Also still putting onto the ball of the foot on the non-stationary foot, and then the stationary foot nice and flat on the floor. Okay, of course both legs slightly bent. For our vertical stance, Arthur will step into it. It's also quite similar to the L stance, except the length is very different. It is no longer 1.5 shoulder widths in both cases with the fixed and the L. It is a 1 shoulder width from big toe to big toe. Big toe to big toe. It's 1 shoulder width. Okay. In length, of course, not in width. Width is very thin. It's similar to the L stance and the fixed stance, where if you brought your front foot back, it would just slide past your other heel. That's how close it actually is, but it's not in front of the foot, it's just next to it. The weight distribution is slightly different as well. It is 60% on the back leg and 40% on the front leg. Okay, the toes still remain 15 degrees on the back foot, slightly forward, and 15 degrees on the front leg, slightly in. So in terms of, just so you can see, Arthur's going to turn his back foot slightly more forward, just so you can see the 15 degrees. Good, and you can even go slightly longer, a touch longer than that. There we go. Excellent. Good, and you'll recognize this one definitely from Warang in the red belt pattern. Good. For our sparring combination today, just take it easy as well, depending on space. We're going to be doing our jab, cross, into a kick. You can just do a simple kick for now, a front kick or a bib shaggy, but whichever kick really you want to do. As long as there's no space between the punch, kick, straight away as the hand's coming back, a kick is going out. Okay, hands 1, 2, and kick. That's it. Or you can do it off the front leg, 1, 2, and kick. Whatever you want to do. Then after that, you can also alternate between doing just a single jab, followed straight away by the kick as the hand's coming back. Very, very effective for sparring. because the jabs come out a lot into kicks. I want to see a lot more of that in the sparring. And again, it could be any kick, but well done.
Okay guys, so well done for your intermediate Taekwondo. So what you can do now is you're going to just pause on here, so you can remember what to practice. And yeah, what you can do is do your jab cross kick, and then you could do the pattern before that or switch it around. It's up to you how much time you want to spend in the pattern. Again, take a look on YouTube or wherever just to find the general idea of the pattern. And again, I'm always available in WhatsApp for any technical questions you might have to ask about your pattern. Just feel free, okay? Good, enjoy guys.